essentially convicted in the media. You don't have to read but a few articles to see how negative they are about him. He has a right to have this information withheld, brought out in public, so that people can see it's not this neat little package. So people can start to wonder if Brian's innocent. Your Honor, Brian is innocent.
Listen up. The ashes stir, phoenix wings unfurl, seeking truth beneath the blur. Turnings for the lax to meet the blur. Out the flames I rise, wings scorched but unbroken. Truth's the blaze I wield, every rhyme's a token. In the nest we move, hearts stump in unison. Searching for the light where the system cuts our wisdom. Built on lies and steel, they boxed us in cages. Now we break the locks, rewrite history's pages. Innocent until proven guilty, that's the oath we recite. Under this constitution we ignite the night. We rise like a phoenix in sync, we claim the street. Nest seekers united, our freedom can't be beat. Stand up when one falls, yeah we got your back. In a free land unbroken, we launch the righteous attack. Justice for the voiceless, break the chains of deceit. Innocent till proven guilty, our victory's complete. System cracked at the seams, built for just a few. We rip apart the scheme, bring the truth into view. Movement swells like thunder, souls fueled by conviction. Phoenix souls aligned, demanding our new vision. Marching on the courthouse, banners paint the sky. Echoes of freedom roar, watch the old guard comply. No more hidden verdicts, no more secrets sold. Every voice is a weapon, every story be told. Innocent till proven guilty, that's our final decree. Under this constitution we stand forever free. Phoenix in the dawn, truth ignites the sky. Together we stand tall, no more asking why. Listen up, the ashes stir, phoenix wings unfurl, seeking truth beneath the blur. Turnings for the lax to meet the blur. Out the flame.
We're going to try this one more time. Good morning. Happy Saturday to you guys. You know, the question was, who's Adam? What does Adam have to do with this case? And the video won't play. Well, this is Adam. And it is said that Adam was the bartender in the Idaho 4 dilemma when Madison Mogen is walking down the street. A video camera, a closed caption TV camera, picked up, what did you tell Adam? And everybody has wanted to know what exactly Maddie Mogen told Adam. Well, the simple fact is we don't know. Will we ever know? Probably not. Is what she shared the reason that she was murdered? I mean, this is just pure speculation. We have the waiver at the bottom of the screen. Good morning. You know, there's just one little thing that doesn't add up in the Idaho State Police documents in regards to Adam's roommate. It just doesn't make sense. Let's listen. It just doesn't want to play. Maybe they don't want us to know who Adam is. Who's Adam? So, since it doesn't want to let us play this, I don't know what is going on, guys. I feel like I got suspect 2, 3, and 4 maybe in my backyard, per se. So, let me read this to you. They got us. I'm cooked. They blew my system up. Shit. Oh, no, they didn't. I'll just go out and buy a new one, even though I just got this one. I got rid of my laptop. Okay, so who's Adam? Adam, I can show you his baby picture. He's a former high school basketball star who was close friends with Kaylee's ex-boyfriend. Ex-boyfriend would be Jack DeCoeur, publicly known as JD. So the two were roommates and fraternity brothers. But remember, Moscow Police Department said Adam is not a suspect in the investigation. He is not a suspect. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm cooked. I did. So, one thing in the documents that we have been reading, it's not just why there was blood inside of Jack DeCour's house and possible blood and possible bullet residue. How did it get there? Who got it there? If JD was sleeping and not involved in any of this, was there somebody else that lived with him that could have been involved? Drop a 1 if you think that someone else could have been involved in the murders of the Idaho 4 that was living on King Street. Drop a 1. If you know, then you know. So let's think about this for a minute. Let's see if this works now. Whatever bug has been put here, be gone. Be gone. Let's see if we can see this. Nope. Still not letting me play. Who's Adam? That was Kaylee and Maddie. I'll lip sync for you. Maddie, what did you say to Adam? Like, I told Adam everything. 1:30 a.m.
Kaylee and Madison reached this food truck where they stopped to eat that fateful night.
Hello.
Hi. It was discovered by citizen sleuths Alina Smith and Christine Cameron.
I think this gives us a clear picture of the evening. The girls went out to have a good time at a bar, and as they left, they were happy, they were comfortable, they were at ease.
It sounds like Kaylee is annoyed at her best friend.
Something very innocent, and that could be something, that you could draw your own conclusions to.
Shannon Gray, attorney for Kaylee Gonzalez's family, watched the video.
It just looks like it's Kaylee and Maddie walking home. And then I think the Adam they're referring to is just the bartender at the corner bar.
This is bartender Adam Lauda at the Corner Club Sports Bar where Kaylee and Madison were drinking the night they were stabbed to death. And this is Adam playing with Kaylee's dog, Murphy. He is not a suspect. And what about the guy in the video walking close to Kaylee and Madison? He is the same guy seen in this video at the food truck. Madison can be heard giving him a brush off. Police say they have also cleared him. And now there's this. New body cam video shows police responding to a noise complaint at the murder house on Labor Day weekend, more than 2 months before the slayings. It sure sounds like Party Central. A loud party is going on, but none of the girls are home. 2 men answer the door while other partygoers have fled.
Who does live here? What are their names?
I am actually not sure.
I've been a cop for 22 years here. I'm not stupid. Don't play dumb games with me.
The cops contact Madison Mogan by phone.
You have a house full of random people. You need to let them know that the noise needs to come down, okay?
Sounds good. I'm just frustrated. I'm also so sorry once again.
The video offers further proof that lots of people had easy access to the house where the 4 were brutally murdered.
So, do you think that Adam may be involved in this unaliving? Everybody is a suspect. No one in any murder case is ever cleared. What am I talking about? Well, there were several witness statements, guys, that corroborate that there are more than one suspect in this case, and that the police and the FBI were really serious about solving this case until, dun dun dun, enters Brian Koberger's name. Don't know how this name came up. Don't know why they threw him in this whole big of a mess. I can only guess one thing. They needed someone to take the fall. And suspect 2, 3, and 4, well, let's break it down for you. And I'm going to start with ISP. Make sure you get your handy dandy reports out because I want everyone to be able to follow what this is. So in ISP State Police reports, you'll want to go to report number 15. That's 0015. It starts at page 48. And there is a young woman that the Idaho State Police detectives, it says detectives 2, interviewed, redacted, in regard to the homicides in Moscow. This was on 11/22, right before Thanksgiving. Now we know that the murders happened on the 13th. This was right before Thanksgiving. They were getting hot. They were getting hot to solving who these people were. Now, they go to Meridian, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I'm sorry, Boise. They go to Boise. In Meridian, ISP is the headquarters. So it says that both detectives, Sergeant Hoxie and Detective Penza, interviewed Idaho graduate, redacted, born in 2000. I asked blank to run me through her day. Blank said the following. She graduated in May and her name was on the lease. She planned on returning to Moscow for work. Blank's boyfriend, blank, was living there as well. So her boyfriend was living there. Her boyfriend was living there with her. She would visit often. The last time she visited was Halloween weekend. Okay? Pay attention. Madison Mogen was her best friend. Mogen, Xana Kernodle, and her were in the same sorority. Kaylee was Mogen's childhood best friend. Blank said she never hung out with Ethan Chapin. So she knows Mogen, she knows Xana, and I think she kind of knows Kaylee, but she didn't know Ethan, never hung out with him. She says the last time she spoke to Mogen was a week prior to the incident. So that was the weekend where the family's, parents' weekend. And she talked to him via text. I asked blank if Mogen ever mentioned anything about a stalker. And she said no. Now, mind you, right here, she says nothing about a stalker. Now, remember, the news media everything was targeted and they were stalking Maddie Mogen. That was a big lie. Big lie. This girl says no. And then I would love to know what he asked her. Because blank asked Mogen how the house was doing. Mogen said the house and the roommates were great. They had a good system in place. Now, this was current day, November, the weekend of the 7th, 2022, right before the unalivings. Okay? She says they were great. But how could things be so great when there's a system in place that the videos that we're seeing on Maddie Mogen's TikTok could be viewed as something different? Hold that thought. Then she says, blank was Matt Mogen's boyfriend. They had been dating for approximately 2 years. Remember, he lives in Boise. Their relationship was good. They never had any arguments. She never observed any arguments between them. Perfect. Sergeant Hoxie asked what room she lived in when she stayed there for school. She said her room was upstairs on the left and Mogen's room was on the right. So guys, she was planning to go back to Moscow. She was still on the lease. This was the weekend before the unalivings happened. Whose room was on the 3rd floor? This girl. This graduating scene, she graduated. She is in Boise and she planned on going back. On the 3rd floor, she lived in the room that we all think that's Kaylee's room. Are you seeing the bigger picture here? I hope you guys are understanding. This individual was going back to Moscow for work. Right here. She planned on returning to Moscow for work. The videos that you're seeing of that room, that was not Kaylee's room. Okay? That's what this girl is saying. Because the detective asked what room she lived in when stayed there for school. She said her room was upstairs on the left and Mogan's was on the right. But over the summer, she still had some belongings there because she planned on going back. Okay? Towards the end of July, Kaylee texted and asked if she could move into her room. She told her yes, she decided not to go back to the house until, and she stayed in Boise. She decided not to move back. Okay, so that is when that became Kaylee's room in July. Because a lot of people were saying, oh, no. Kaylee lived in the downstairs bedroom. I've been seeing a lot of that. Maybe she did for a short time because that room was used as a spare room. There was a mattress in there that I believe that they believed was Kaylee's downstairs in that spare room in the basement. Okay, so follow with me. Follow with me. She asked at the end of July, Kaylee texted and she asked if she could move into her room because she was going to come back. And then she finally said, yeah, you can go ahead. I'm going to stay in Boise. So everything that you see in that room may have been her previous roommates, because remember, there was a spare mattress in the room downstairs that I believe that Kaylee was staying in. And Kaylee's office or her stuff was in the bottom basement floor. Kaylee's office could have been her original bedroom. So then it says Kaylee worked remotely from home most of the time. Kaylee had a roommate who was living with her for the summer. Okay? Kaylee had a roommate who was living with her for the summer. Blank, blank, redacted. Now, I know it feels like musical rooms. Who was in whose room? Whose room was it really? So, blank, I asked if she knew all the tenants who currently resided in the house. She said the three involved, blank and blank, lived in Reno, Nevada. Okay. Blank kept in contact with her regularly. She met Mogan in 2019. They've become friends with her since. She said Maddie Mogan was the most anti-conflict person ever. Blank told her the Friday before the incident, the girls had a sorority formal. The formal was kept intimate. They only had people they knew at the formal, and it did not get out of hand. I like how she threw that in there. Now, she goes on to describe the house she lived in as an open door policy, meaning there were constant going in and out of the house. She was always scared of something like this happening. She would triple check the lock on her bedroom because she didn't feel safe. This is real, guys. Mogan would leave her bedroom door unlocked most of the time, as well as her window. What? How would she even know this? There were times she would hear footsteps in the house and would blow it off, thinking someone just had a friend over. All right. Now, Sergeant Hoxie asked while she was living there if there were any break-ins or if she heard a stalker. There would be times she would wake up and go see the sliding glass door unlocked. She thought it may have been from someone forgetting to lock the door and having people over the night before. Okay. Now, I'm starting to think, is there someone living in this house that maybe is hooking up with somebody, having them sneak in and leave in the middle of the night? Is that even possible? Do people do things like that? Anyone? Yeah, that's just some weird behavior. Like, is this like just an open door policy? Like this person said, they described it as an open door policy. For what? For what? So I asked about the other times the glass door was found unlocked or open. This is the detective asking her. Blank told her a while back. So someone told her a while back they had all gone out we've heard this story before. When they got back, they noticed the sliding glass door was open. The girls were usually pretty good at making sure the doors were locked. Most people would use the front door. Only their close friends would use the sliding glass door in the kitchen. All right. Someone's a little freaky over there. What do you think? Pure speculation. Pure speculation, guys. She had 3 different run-ins with a male who she described as 5'5", fit build, slick black hair, clean shaven, possibly mid-20s. The first time at the corner club, he approached her and called her by name, didn't know him. He told her he'd come back and changed his major. A little while after that incident during Parents' Weekend, Blank saw the guy at the restaurant called Nectar. What is Nectar? I've never heard of this. Moscow, Idaho, Nectar. Nectar Restaurant and Wine. Favorite spot. It's like a tapas bar wine. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. My husband brought me a protein shake for breakfast since I woke up and rolled out of bed and decided to do a live. He is so sweet. I'm telling you. Banana, chocolate protein, peanut butter, yum, and a little dash of cinnamon. Okay, so Nectar, speaking of food, Nectar seems to be legit. It's a little wine and bar tasting here. I'll show you guys real quick so you get an idea. There you go. Little legit place. It looks nice, actually. It looks like it has a backyard little patio, which is kind of posh. And then they have, wow, I like that. That reminds me of a place in Oregon. Nice wine and dine upper scale restaurant. Wow, that's a nice spread. I love this backyard patio, though. That is so cool. The ambiance is exactly what I remember even up in, it's right across the border in Washington. That's a cute little place. Okay, so if you're ever there, maybe go eat there. I don't know how old this menu is, but it looks like fabulous. Looks like fabulous. Fabulous. Okay, so there we go. Nectar's legit. He was sitting at the bar with his back towards her. Let's get back to this. As he was leaving, he turned and stared at her as she left. Okay. So this guy's maybe following her around. Didn't know of any stalker, but maybe this guy is a stalker. This is weird. This is weird questioning, guys, and weird answers. Asked about if Maddie had a stalker or any of these other people had. Nectar. Nectar. Wait, is it Nectar? Nectar per the report. Nectar. And on their website, it is spelled Nectar. Nectar. Right there. Oh, let me go back one. Whoop, 2. Nectar, right there. One's in Meridian too. I don't know. Nectar. We've got a lot of good restaurants in Meridian. Oh, they have a Nectar juice bar. Nekter in Meridian. Yeah, they've got this one in Meridian. Smoothies, juices, bowls. This other one is more of a restaurant, a really nice upscale restaurant. That's the one on campus, Vibrations, who work there. Alibi, she mentioned it. I've been waiting for some Adam statements. Okay, we're getting there. You got to understand. Hold on a minute. Okay, so he was sitting at a bar with his back to her. As she was leaving, he turned and stared at her as she left. She told her boyfriend about the weird guy she kept seeing. The third time was walking down the street in town. The male was with a group of guys across the street. A group of guys across the street. Does she mean the whites? 1122 King Road is, across the street. What do you consider across the street? I'm looking at my maps and I'm thinking, Taylor, what do you guys think? The whites? Anyone? Let's see. If you have to like take it literal meaning, she's speaking to a detective and she says across the street. So what is it? This is 1122 where it used to be right here. So does it mean like across the street would be the Taylor, or across the street would be the Queen Road apartments? Or is this across the street, meaning where Jack and Adam live? It could mean almost anything, right? So she basically then says he turned and stared at her as she walked by. She told her boyfriend about the guy. The guy, her boyfriend, was going to talk to the guy, but she did not let him. She never figured out who the guy was, but remembered what he looked like. Sergeant Hoxie asked if Kaylee ever talked about a stalker. Blank told her about a time at Winco where Kaylee thought someone was following her. Recently, Kaylee told Blank she took out the trash to the dumpster across the parking lot where she felt a figure standing close by. Kaylee texted her friend and asked her when she would be home. Kaylee was home alone at the time. Okay, I can go back and I can show you, I'll show you how tall Adam is. Sergeant Hoxie, and remember, this is what Adam looks like. Do you see anything that could resemble, I don't know, facial features? Yeah, I'm sure across the street by the dumpsters is the house also. Now they're trying to blame dumpster guy. No, we're not trying to blame dumpster guy. We're not blaming anyone. We're just looking at what this witness is telling us. She seems to have the most current, up-to-date, 7 day before anything happened. And there was another person that talked to Maddie at 1:50 a.m. via FaceTime. They were the last 2 people that actually saw Maddie live at 1:50 a.m. on FaceTime. Okay, so there we have Adam. Now let's go back to the ISP document. All right. So, 22, Sergeant Hoxie asked if she heard about the girl's day had gone, because she seems to be really like texting and really friendly with everyone. She heard about the day's activity from blank and through Snapchat. So they were on a group in Snapchat, and obviously they were getting updates. But so did someone else that identified who the murderer was. And that's what led the FBI to go surveillance them and follow 3 cars in Boise, guys. And then all of a sudden they dropped all that, and Koberger's name came up. And you'll see more about that in a minute. She said they had a really good day and had fun. It sounded like they started at their house and went to the blank apartments. Taylor, probably. She believed at some point Kernodle and her boyfriend and blank went back to the house because they weren't 21 years old yet. And Mogan and Maddie and Kaylee went to the corner club. 23. Blank told her the last time she got a text from Maddie was she just woke up from a nap and was going to the corner club. I asked Blank if Blank had mentioned what she thought had happened. It was game day, so everyone had been drinking. Blank told her she wasn't sure when Xana and Chapin got home. Again, Xana and Chapin are missing. They are MIA. At first, it was 9:45. They were missing 9 o'clock to 1:45 in the morning, and they were still missing after that. So it's a mystery how they got home for sure. Kernodle was blank, and they were home before Mogan and Kaylee got back. Blank told her she went upstairs and ate grub truck with Mogan and Goncalves. Okay, there's another witness. You guys, y'all are like beating me up on social media. Dylan was upstairs. I swear she was upstairs. I have a picture of her upstairs. This is the third witness that has text messages that say only 3 people went upstairs, and that was Bethany, Mogan, and Kaylee. Bethany, Maddie, and Kaylee were the only ones that were upstairs in Kaylee's room. She went back downstairs to go to bed. That was Bethany. I asked Blank if Blank mentioned anyone else in the house or anybody coming home with Kaylee and Maddie. She said no. It sounded like it was just the 3 of them eating grub truck. So Bethany was eating grub truck with who? And this is why Dylan texted Uber or Lyft guy, whatever you want to call him, to go get her something to eat. Okay? Would that piss you off if somebody was sharing food with one of your roommates, 2 of your roommates, 3 of them, and left you out? Would that piss you off? Yeah, if you're new to the case, welcome in. I'm just giving a rundown on a witness statement. It'll tie into Adam. Hang in there. So it sounded like just the 3 of them were eating grub truck. 25. Blank told Blank she woke up at 4 a.m. to music playing. Okay? So mind you, 3 of these girls are in the sorority with this girl. You can guess which 3. I hoped Kaylee would turn it off soon. This is what she said. So she's telling the story secondhand, but she's involved because she knows way more. Because someone's telling. Blank they lied about the time of the assault. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you've been watching my channel for a little while, I give you the exact correct timeline that I believe it all happened based on all these reports and analysis. So And remember, I'm not qualified in anything. I'm just a mom and a grandma that keeps me up at night thinking sending my kids to college and having an autistic son and this could happen to him. That's all. I'm no expert. So she's telling the detectives that blank woke up at 4 a.m. to music playing. Okay? And that she hoped that Kaylee would turn it off soon. So there was music playing or a TV playing or something playing loud, just like the witnesses at 4 a.m. that walked home in the Queen Road apartment said the other day when I read it, that basically said they heard loud music. They thought it was a party. But Matthew Moyes' party ended at approximately 2:45 a.m. per his own statement. Blank said she could hear Kaylee and their dog, Murphy, play upstairs. Shortly after that, Blank told Blank the music turned off and Blank say, I think someone is here. Now, guys, remember this individual lives in Boise and remember who is from Boise also. I know Kaylee's not. I know Maddie's not. I know Xana's not. I know Bethany's not. Who in the house is from Boise? Who's from Boise? I'm watching the chat, guys. Don't worry. Who could this person be that they're interviewing that is from Boise and is telling you Dylan's account? Okay? This girl lives in Boise. She just graduated the summer before. She's has a connection. This was probably on group Snapchat. So she basically says she was coming back to Moscow. She was going to live in her room on the 3rd floor across from Maddie. They were friends. Maddie was friends with her. So then she says she heard Kaylee say, I think someone is here. Blank told Blank she heard someone run upstairs and back down. Blank said she peeked out of her room and did not see anything and could vaguely hear someone in the bathroom. She called Blank and Blank told her to come down to her room. So this individual is friends with Dylan. Dylan didn't even move to the house until that summer. So how did this individual know Dylan? Vibrations from Mirror, I think you got it right. High school. I think so. Bethany is from Reno. So it goes on to say, after a few minutes, Blank told her she opened her bedroom door and saw a person standing out there and they made eye contact. Blank said he then walked out of the sliding door. Okay. Then the detective asked if Blank had described this person to her. Blank told her she felt hazy and didn't remember many details. Blank told her she thought the person was about her height and had his face and forehead covered. Blank said she ran to Blank's room and locked the door. Then the detective asked why she thought someone would want to harm her friends. She thought it was someone who was watching. She was always afraid of that. She always had an uneasy, weird feeling at the house, which is one of the reasons why she didn't want to go back. She felt the house was easy to get into and easy to watch because they didn't have any blinds over the windows and the layout of the house. Blank had told Blank the sliding glass door was broken at one point. If the door was jiggled just right, the door would unlock. If the front door was locked, you had to enter the code on the keypad, but if the deadbolt wasn't locked, the door could be opened. I asked Blank if there was anybody else we should talk to. We should talk to blank. She gave them a name to go and talk to. Blankety blank. Whose name do you think that she gave that they should go talk to? Your guess is as good as mine, guys. Your guess is as good as mine. Maybe she named suspect 2, 3, or 4. What do you think? Could those suspects be from Boise? Well, according to a state police interview, the FBI was tailing 3 individuals in the Boise area that were listed as homicide suspects. Yes, folks, they were listed as homicide suspects in Boise, being followed at a house with someone's mother and 2 people that would come and go to apartments. What do you think of that? Well, how does this tie into Adam? It doesn't. Who's Adam? Does Adam even matter in this story? Possible. I mean, after all, ISP did find blood, possible bullet fragments, but we've never got the report back from Adam and JD's house that they shared along with 6 other people. 6. But not one interview has even mentioned Adam. Don't you think that's a little odd? Don't you think that's a little bit strange? I do. So the question to who is Adam? Who cares? He wasn't arrested. He wasn't a suspect. There's no reports on Adam other than Maddie saying, who's Adam? I could give you his height, weight, his basketball tournament. I can give you all kinds of information on Adam. I can even show you what Reddit has said about Adam, but why does it even matter? Do you think Adam had something to do with this? Because he was part of the frat? Or just because some Reddit information post and yada, yada, yada. But did you know that Adam was actually cleared by Moscow Police Department that basically said, Adam didn't do anything, guys. I know it's hard to read this, but I'll read it for you. Adam Lauda, cleared in Moscow University student murders. Here's why speculation remains. Why should not, even while Koberger remains under arrest, whether trial continues or not? And you can go read these. These are on Reddit. These are old. Some are deleted. I saved a few of them. You know, it's wild, the speculation in the case. But once you have these documents that we're reading, it makes sense. Adam was involved in 2 of what some felt were strategic leaks by law enforcement. Now, this is all speculation. This is directly from Reddit. A, Corner Club still picture from security camera, which showed Kaylee, Maddie, and Jack S., and Adam as an unnamed person sitting at the bar. The image was taken just hours before Kaylee and Maddie were murdered. Adam had access to those. The what did Adam what did you say to Adam video was Kaylee asking Maddie about what did she say to Adam. Maddie's response, as you saw in the video, is, I told Adam everything. Well, what did Adam know? This security cam video was filmed moments before the girls arrived at the grub truck and just hours after the murders. They got this part wrong in their speculation. The security cam was filmed hours before the murders. Well, who released the security cam? Is it authenticated? Did the police release it? No, the media did. Who released the picture at the bar? The media did. So was Adam really the leak? Because someone said it was strategic leaks by law enforcement. Now they're saying it's Adam. It doesn't make sense, guys. And he's a member of Sigma Chi. He got grouped with all the other speculations about actions of other members, more on than in future tweets. Sigma Chi was clearly the most speculated about house. In future future tweets, we'll discuss AKL. Saeed is a member along with the other 3 students seen in the band-filled video camera. Was this a war between frats? Was this a war? Was this a setup to blame one frat? I wonder. So Adam's grandfather, Wayne Anderson, is a character member of the UI Hall of Fame. Adam's grandfather, I believe, allegedly was a professional athlete. WSU Kim said Adam was among of people of other students who wanted her daughter to provide a false alibi for him. Why would somebody need a false alibi? I don't know what the alibi was. He was sleeping too. I've never seen a statement from him. I've never seen an interview or any interview close that would match Adam. The above 4 items had the internet going in wild conspiracy theories about Adam's involvement and favorable treatment by law enforcement and the university due to his grandfather. What? Because his grandfather was a professional athlete, that checked out. But why in the world would law enforcement give him special treatment? I mean, it takes somebody pretty high up there to get special treatment, don't you think? Ultimately, all this speculation was rebuked, and discussions with Moscow locals indicate that Adam might actually be a star witness for the prosecution. What? Even if there's going to be finally a trial. Okay. A witness for the star prosecution. I've never heard that. Has anybody ever heard that? Anybody at all? Witness for the star prosecution. Not me. If you feel you are already cleared of my previous speculation and don't want to be featured, please DM me and we won't feature you. Assist in clearing things up. And it goes on to say that he's innocent. And basically, and I know that's kind of hard to read the bottom, but it's all pure speculation. What did Adam tell Matt? What did Maddie tell Adam? And then 2 hours later, dead. I speculate that Adam knows something big, says Kenny's Jasmine. Big, huge letters, big. He's not involved, but he knows something big. What do you think Adam knows? Money. Money. Well, I do know this for sure. Look at this structure. Look at this structure, guys. There's a lot of unanswered questions. Kaylee was rumored to be pregnant. Guys, in the witness statements, someone actually confirms she was on birth control. That's the most craziest, and it was a non-hormonal birth control. In the warrants that came back for her Reddit postings, she had said, I'm on the copper IUD birth control. I don't think Kaylee was pregnant, guys. I don't think she was pregnant. In my humble opinion, per the ISP reports. Yeah, it's common. Nobody wants to get pregnant, especially in college, and she had a great future ahead of her. No time to have grandbabies for grandma and grandpa. So, when you look at this organization chart, you start to wonder, and I get it, small towns, college, they go to college, they get involved, they have careers. It's not unusual. But there's only one person to me that stands out of all these people. Well, actually two. Two people that stand out to me that are not from, well, I guess maybe one. I mean, Green is from the area, but not really from the area. He lived a long time ago on the East Coast and in the finance. But there's one person that stands out of all these people that doesn't fit in. And who would this be in this picture? Who to you doesn't feel like they belong in this picture? Mabbitt's been there for a long time, guys. Ann's been there for a long time, guys. Mayor's been there for a long time. Bill's been there for 30 plus years. Let's think about this. Let's process of elimination. Brad Little is from there. We'll go left to right. Judge, historically, I mean, shoot, he should have a bench named after him at the park. Bill Thompson, 30 plus years. Ann Taylor, very well known in the area. Art Mayer, been there forever. Kathy Maybutt from there. Brett Payne, 2 years in that job, lead investigator, came from somewhere else, brand new to Idaho, and then the Idaho 4 takes place, and he's thrown into a lead investigator role. Brett Payne. Wasn't Payne the one that bought a house not too long and paid like $40-something thousand for a house that was like worth a lot more than that? Wasn't that him? I think somebody did a video on that. I'm going to check into that. I'm definitely going to check into that. Bought some home for $40,000. It was in the Register of Deeds, Record of Deeds, and everybody was like, "What the heck? How could he buy a nice house for $40,000?" I remember that. I'll go back and look that up. James Fry, he's been there forever. Scott Green, from there, original Sigma fraternity. He is Kappa. So the only person I see on this is Payne that is an outsider. And didn't someone just recently say he went to Utah? Let's do a search real quick. Did he move? Brett Payne. What capacity did he go? I don't know. Let me see if there's any updates. Lead investigator is a U.S. Army vet with 2 years experience. Brett Payne, where are you today? I don't see anything. It probably is just a rumor at this point, but we'll figure it out. We'll see if he left. I know he went to Washington. Didn't he go work at Washington? All right. Now you know who Adam is. Adam was not a suspect per Moscow Police Department. But, you know, some funky things are happening in Moscow since we're at it. And I just want to share this with you guys because this one took the cake. This one made me question what is really going on in Moscow. University on the, what day is this, guys? The 28th, just a few days ago, 2 days ago. You know, school's back in at the University of Idaho out there. There was an incident threatening. Someone received a call from an intoxicated person to threatening to harm a professor. A professor. Officer advised no report. There is that fabulous. Just keep threatening anybody out there with no report. What is going on out there? Wild. Noise complaint. Fraternities and sororities are playing their music very loud. Peyton Albertson warned for noise. No report. And then, lo and behold, what do we see on King Road? King Road, bunch of college kids, very loud, throwing things around. If aggressive or if they're just having fun, unknown. Officers responded, no report, midnight a few days ago. See the pattern, folks? Do you see the pattern to what the problem really is? Hey, I'm just sharing what I found. Patterns, university, law enforcement, noise complaints, King Road, frats and sorority. You get the picture. History repeats itself, guys. So when you ask yourself what's going on in this picture, it's still going on today. Problem's not solved. What a bunch of lies we've been told. Drop your comments below. Like and follow for more. I appreciate every single one of you. Be diligent. Be careful what you read. Go look for the truth. You'll find it.
For the lax to meet the blur. Out the flames I rise, wings scorched but unbroken. Truce the blaze I wield, every rhyme's a token. In the nest we move, hearts stump in unison. Searching for the light where the system cuts our wisdom. Built on lies and steel, they boxed us in cages. Now we break the locks, rewrite history's pages. Innocent until proven guilty, that's the oath we recite. Under this constitution we ignite the night. We rise like a phoenix in sync, we claim the street. Nest seekers united, our freedom can't be beat. Stand up when one falls, yeah we got your back. In a free land unbroken, we launch the righteous attack. Justice for the voiceless, break the chains of deceit. Innocent till proven guilty, our victory's complete. System cracked at the seams, built for just a few. We rip apart the scheme, bring the truth into view. Movement swells like thunder, souls fueled by conviction. Phoenix souls aligned, demanding our new vision. Marching on the courthouse banners, paint the sky. Echoes of freedom roar, watch the old guard comply. No more hidden verdicts, no more secrets sold. Every voice is a weapon, every story be told. Innocent till proven guilty, that's our final decree. Under this constitution we stand forever free. Phoenix in the dawn, truth ignites the sky. Together we stand tall, no more asking why.
essentially convicted in the media. You don't have to read but a few articles to see how negative they are about him. He has a right to have this information withheld, brought out in public, so that people can see it's not this neat little package. So people can start to wonder if Brian's innocent. Your Honor, Brian is innocent.